Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and I'm so honored to welcome you to another Choose One of 3 card reading for your monthly messages. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to July. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't believe that it is already July. Where is 2022 going? Time is flying. Things are blooming. I'm very excited for more and more blooms on their way during the month of July. So thank you, July. Now I'm also excited for July because I'm offering a free card reading workshop in July. You can learn more about that below. And then in August, I am offering a card reading class. That is also below with more information. So I'm so excited. I hope to see you in July at the card reading workshop. And thank you for being here. Now, if you are new to these readings, this is how it works. You choose number 1, 2, or 3, and there is a corresponding untethered spread reading. Now, you can click straight away down below to number 1, 2, or 3 to go straight to the reading. And for those who like to do a little clearing and focusing in and choosing their number in the moment, thank you. I am going to set some sacred space, do a little bit of drumming for us, and allow us to choose whichever number comes to us, 1, 2, or 3. So please join me in taking 3 deep cleansing breaths. Let's clear away everything that's come before, everything that is coming later, and focus in on this blessed present moment. What is your number? 1, 2, or 3? Number 1. Welcome, number 1. So honored to have you here for this blessed July. Number 1, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card for July is the High Priest. Oh wait, number 1, you had 2 Celtic Dragon cards that popped out for you, and the other one is the 3 of Swords. So we have the High Priest, and we have the 3 of Swords. Wonderful. Number 1, I've got some things coming through on this. Let's see what else we have for you. Your angel card. No, you had 2 angel cards pop out for you. Number 1. You know, number 1, when I shuffle the cards, when I do card readings, the cards typically pop right out. And sometimes more than one card pops right out. When I do these readings in person, for someone new, they always say, whoa, the cards just flew right out. Yes, they always do. And so out for you flew number 1, 2 angel cards. We have Sonia. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this message. And your second angel card is Desiree. No, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait, or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. All right, great. Thank you very much. Your Archangel card, you only had one of these, number 1, for July is Prosperity. Archangel Ariel says, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Beautiful. Number 1, Prosperity. Your Viking rune, number 1, is the rune of Breakthrough. And you also had 2 Breathe Easy cards that came out for you for your July reading, number 1. We have Growth and Contentment. I am growing. Our personal growth parallels the seasons. I breathe in the cycle of the seasons, planting new growth, harvest, and fallow time. I am filled with the life force that compels all things to grow, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I breathe out stagnation. And I am content. Contentment in all circumstances is the ideal goal. But as mortals, we must be content as we can, returning to our center as soon as possible when irritations arise. I breathe in mercy and acceptance. I am filled with contentment. I breathe out dissatisfaction. Wow, number 1. Okay, number 1. So here's what I'm getting for you for your July. Number 1, there are a lot of messages here for your July. And what I'm picking up on is a lot of energy and a lot of momentum and a lot of even energy that is needing or desiring or calling to be reined in. So I don't want to say scattered feelings, number 1, but just this idea of energies that need to be brought in and consolidated, because there's a lot of power for you right now in July, number 1. And we see that very clearly with the High Priest. The High Priest, of course, a very powerful card. And this is a powerful time for you, for sure, number 1. You know, we also have a lot of power here with the 3 of Swords, and even some feelings of clashing, and even some feelings of fieriness, number 1. I'm definitely getting some real fieriness for you for this month, and some real flowing energy. Now, it's going to be really helpful for you throughout your month of July to work to find balance, to help balance out those fiery energies. You know, the High Priest has a lot of energy behind him. You've got a lot of energy with you. Some of that energy may be very fiery, but there's an encouragement here to get some balance with that energy for July. In whatever way that might mean to you. I'll say a little bit more about it, but some balance with those energies. Now, one of the things that very well may be coming up for you at this time and throughout your July number one is some questions about how to move forward or ways in which to move forward. So there's this feeling, this sense that you've got a lot of energies, lots of energies flowing and coursing through you, feeling empowered and feeling ready to go, and a question of where to put those energies and what to do with them. And there may be some things that you are thinking of, some ways in which you might feel your energies being drawn and channeled. And there's an encouragement for you, number one, to just do some contemplation before moving forward. We've got this card here saying, no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Thank you. That's a little more clear. Conditions aren't favorable right now, so wait or look into other options. So there may be some questions of where you might like to guide those energies, to rein them in and propel them forward. All of these energies that are rushing and moving. And there's just some encouragement to say, wait, before you invest your energies, before you channel them in this particular direction, just do a little bit of thinking first. Conditions might not be ideal at this time. Now, that's not a no, number one. It doesn't mean no. Don't put your energies towards that channel. Don't channel them in that way that you're contemplating. The message is simply simmer down. Lots of energies going on for July number one. So you're just being encouraged. I just had the image of a pot that is boiling. And just turn the heat down a little bit right now. And reflect, contemplate, and consider. The message is not, this isn't a good idea, don't do it. The message is simply, turn the heat down a little bit. Let things cool just a little bit before you really determine whether or not this is the direction that you want to channel your energies in, and indeed, if now is the right time. There are some encouragements right now to just hold off just a little bit. I just had the image of a racing horse. Just pull back on the reins a little bit, number one. And you can keep moving forward. Indeed, you're going to keep moving forward because these are the messages for July. Lots of power and lots of energy. So you're going to keep moving forward, but just pull back on the reins a little bit. Do a little bit more reflection and a little bit more thinking before moving full steam ahead. So consider, think, balance out those energies, get some harmony before proceeding forward full steam ahead. Now, this isn't going to be easy for you in July number one because of all of the energies going on for you. Lots of energies, lots of power for your July, but just an encouragement to make sure that you are doing some reflection and doing some balancing before really moving forward with channeling those energies in a particular direction. Now, this is indeed a time of growth for you. We have that very clearly in the cards. We've got the rune of breakthrough. And so the idea here that I'm getting right now is that there is something new coming for you in July. And there is going to be some breaking through of some newness from the soil. So in July, some newness coming. And for July, you may have this newness and say, yes, that's where I want to channel my energies, full steam ahead. Especially because of all of this power that you've got and a desire to really channel those energies and get them moving and going. And just an encouragement to just think a little bit before moving forward on this thing that's breaking through the surface. Yes, indeed, water that little seedling and contemplate a little bit and see if indeed this is where you want to be putting all of your water. I hope that makes sense, number one, but I think it does. Now, what else do we have here? Yes, of course, I am growing with the Breathe Easy Growing card. There are things that are growing in your life. So what I'm getting for you, number one, is that it's not just that you are growing, and indeed you are, because we all always are. And what I'm really getting is that things are growing in your life in July. I've just had the encouragement for you to consider looking around to see what might be growing externally in your life as a reflection of what's growing internally in your life. Now, depending upon where you are in the world, this is going to be a little bit easier for some than others. So if you are in the part of the world where July right now is summer and things are growing all over the place, great. You've got some external validation of the growth that is happening internally. And if you are in a part of the world where not as much growing is happening right now, still, there is some encouragement for you to notice the growth that is happening externally and use that as inspiration for the internal growth that is happening in your life right now. Or not even so much internal growth, but the things that are growing in your life, indeed, for sure, in the month of July. What else am I getting here for you? Number one, there is some real encouragement for you to reflect upon contentedness and what that might mean. You know, so often when we have all of these energies coursing, we can almost feel like we are on a tear and we are just ready to dig in. I just had the image of a shovel just plowing through the earth. And we can really feel like we want to get going. Let's get going. And almost a sort of restlessness, maybe even that sometimes hinges on feelings of unhappiness, or I am not happy with where I am. Let's get going. Let's get out of here. There's just some encouragement for you that while all of these energies are flowing and going, to focus on the ways in which you are content and to find some moments of contentedness. So to find some moments of peace within all of the energies that are going, to find some moments of stillness, and to find some moments of just feeling at one with what is happening within your life right now. I just had the image of a still pond. So to find the still pond moments in your life in July at this time with all of this fiery energy that is surrounding you in July. So beautiful. Find those still pond moments, number one, in your July. Beautiful. Now, what else? Finally. Well, not so finally. I got a few more things to say, number one. But you do indeed have love that is around you at this time from your loved ones who have passed on. Now, what I'm getting for you is an encouragement to call upon them and to call upon your guides as well during this time. They are here to help you rein in all of those fiery energies. They are here to help you find balance for your July, and they are here to help guide you with the channeling and directing of all of those fiery energies, number one. So help is all around you at this time. So you're being encouraged to call upon that help, to reflect upon your loved ones who have passed on, who are with you, supporting you, and cheering you on. And now, finally, number one, prosperity. This is great. there's some encouragement here for you to notice the ways in your life right now. It's along the same lines, number one, is noticing the growth. So noticing the ways in which you are prosperous at this time. You know, what I'm getting is that one of the ways in which you may feel the desire to be channeling all of this energy is towards wealth and abundance. And there's some encouragement here to recognize the ways in your life in which you already are prosperous, to recognize the ways in which you already are abundant. And so throughout your July, number one, an encouragement to take those still pond moments and to use them as moments to reflect upon the ways in which you are prosperous, the ways in which you are content, and the ways in which, despite all of those fiery energies that are flowing, that indeed you do have moments of balance in your life. And to almost, in a sense, cut through all of those fiery energies to the heart and recognize that at the heart of it all, indeed you are prosperous. Indeed, you are contented. And we can be content even during the fiery energies and even during the breakthroughs and the growth. We can have those still pond moments. And so there's some encouragement for you, number one, to recognize those moments throughout your July. Beautiful messages for you, number one. I'm very excited for your July and for all of the rushing energies that you have going on, all of the fieriness, and sending you blessings for finding balance and channeling those energies and moving forward in whatever way resonates with you upon some reflection. Now, number one, in case you missed it, I am offering a free card reading workshop throughout the month of July. There's a link below. Click on that link to learn more and to register. I am excited and honored to offer this free workshop. I'm also offering a card reading class in August. So there's a link below for more information on that as well. I'm very excited about that. And of course, as always, number one, I do offer this Untethered Spread reading as a live individual reading that you can learn more about and book your own appointment to meet with me and the cards for 1 hour below. So thank you so very much, number one. It is a true honor to bring you your July 2022 messages, and I send you blessings and best wishes for your journey. Greetings, number two. Welcome, number two, to your July messages. Thank you, number two. Number two, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands, number two. Wonderful. Number two, your angel card for the month of July is Chantal. New romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Beautiful. Number two. I've got some clear things coming through for you. Number two. Beautiful. All right, number two, your Archangel card for July is Crystal Clear Intentions. Archangel Michael says, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Thank you, Michael. Great. You had two Viking runes number 2 for the month of July. They are the rune of strength and the rune of journey. And number 2, you had 2 Breathe Easy cards for your July. They are balance. I am balanced. Everything in moderation, nothing in excess. This is the way to lead a life of quality and meaning. I breathe in the perfection of the earth, the water, and the sky. I am filled with nature's grand design. I breathe out my self-destructive tendencies. Yep. And sacred space. I am in sacred space. Any space is sacred if you choose to make it so. I breathe in the awareness of the sacred nature of the space I am in now. I am filled with the power to bless and be blessed by where I am now. I breathe out all fear that I am not in the right place. Number 2, thanks for your patience with me with the camera and the cards. You know, this is not a new camera. I've had this camera for a while, but I've only just started using it this month and last month for my readings. It is a higher quality camera, and I'm still adjusting to the focus adjustments. So number 2, thank you for your patience. Now, number 2, what am I getting for you? Some interesting things are coming up for you, number 2. And some exciting things for sure. Now, we have this encouragement that you've got some new romance on the horizon. Or maybe a current romance that is just having some ignited passion, a renewed sense of passion. Now, number 2, what I'm getting for you is some encouragement throughout the month of July to put down the sword, to put down the tendency to argue or fight, or I'm picking up on being right. So you're encouraged, you're encouraged, number 2, to maybe stop fighting. Now, this may very well be fighting with a loved one, with your partner, and this also may very well be a sense of fighting about the renewed passion, the newness of a relationship in your life, or things along those lines, number 2. So what do I mean by that, number 2? What I mean is that anytime we have newness coming into our lives, whether a relationship or we are working to improve a relationship, and the card is a love relationship, but it doesn't have to be a love relationship, number 2. It can indeed be any kind of relationship, but oftentimes when we have some newness in an existing relationship or a new relationship come into our lives, we can maybe have a little bit of struggle with that, some internal conflict. We can also have external conflict. So what I'm getting from this Celtic Dragon Tarot 5 of Wands card is number 2, that there is throughout the month of July going to be some internal and or external conflict as it pertains to this relationship, whether with a new love, an existing love, or even a friendship or a family relationship. But there's going to be some internal and or external conflict. And the encouragement here, number 2, is to put down the sword. You don't have to make it a fight. Not everything has to be a fight, whether externally with your partner or internally with your feelings about it all. So there's just some encouragement to lay down the sword and lay down the struggle and go with the flow in July, number 2. Let go and be open to being open. So be open to maybe not arguing so much. Be open to letting go of the internal conflicts. Be open to newness coming into your life. Even when we have happy newness coming into our lives, like a new relationship, that can and does bring with it a mix of feelings and some uncertainties and some, I'm not so sure how I feel about this. Wow, this is great and new and exciting and wonderful. And some moments I'm not so sure how this might disrupt my flow going on. That's a natural and normal part of newness coming into our lives. So know that when you feel those feelings, those are normal and it's okay. It's part of the process of having new things coming to our lives. And you're just being encouraged, number 2, to recognize that, honor that, and to know that it is okay to let go of those feelings and to let go of that struggle for your July. Wow, number 2, that's pretty awesome stuff. Now, one of the things that is going to assist you in letting go of the struggle is your intentions, is focusing on what it is you want to happen. So, here we are in this struggle and you are thinking, number 2, I want to win. Well, the question here is, why are you fighting in the first place? What is it that you want the outcome to be? If you want to win, what does that mean? So getting clear on what all of that means to you, getting clear on what the goal is, getting clear on why you are fighting in the first place. What is the struggle all about? What do you want to get out of it? So asking yourself those questions this month, number 2, is going to be really helpful for you. And then knowing what your intentions are with it, knowing what you want the outcome to be, and getting clear on that so that maybe you can get what you want without all of the fighting, all of the struggle, maybe even all of the arguing. But knowing what it is that you want to get out of it first is going to be very helpful for you throughout your July, number 2. So some encouragement to do some contemplating and thinking about that. What else am I getting for you, number 2? Number 2, when we can find balance and lay down the sword and stop the struggle, that indeed is true strength. We might look at a battle and we might say, wow, that's some real power, that's some real strength. Get out your sword and wield that sword. But true strength, number 2, is being able to thoughtfully put down the sword. True strength is knowing when truly to pick up the sword. And indeed, true strength, number 2, is the inner strength of knowing that you don't even need a sword at all, that the sword is always already inside of you. So number 2, some encouragement here for you to reflect upon what does strength really mean, and is it the fight? Is it in the struggle? Or perhaps is it in the surrender and the letting go and the laying down the sword. Remember, number 2, you've got crystal clear intentions. Well, you're being encouraged to have crystal clear intentions, to know what it is you want out of the fight, and to get those goals set for yourself so that you know what it is you're fighting for after all, or what that internal struggle is all about after all. That is strength, number 2. Beautiful. Now, this indeed is part of the journey. So this indeed is part of our experience. So that internal struggle with newness coming in, that internal struggle with renewed passion in your current relationship, that external struggle, well, the internal struggle with the external struggle, all of the struggles are actually part of the process. They're part of the journey. So recognize that, honor that, and even number 2, release judgment of yourself. So put down the sword about picking up the sword in the first place. And know that the struggle is part of the journey too, and that indeed is okay. So some reflection upon all of that is definitely in order, definitely encouraged for you for your July number 2. Now, finally, number 2, some encouragement here for you with that balance and seeking that balance, to recognize that you are indeed sacred space. And so that when we are challenged with the conflicts, whether they are internal or external, to recognize, number 2, that you always have a safe space to go to, so that you can always come back to yourself for these moments of reflection. That you always, no matter what struggles there might be, internally or externally, there is always a struggle-free space within. You can maybe even think of it as like a temple within yourself that you can go to at any time. You can lay down your sword and go to this temple, this sacred space inside, anytime. And so wherever you go, that space is always available to you. And you may very well, number 2, find that you need to seek that refuge throughout the month of July as you contemplate the internal and external struggles that you may be experiencing in July. Wonderful. Number 2. So number 2, I want to encourage you to please do like, share, subscribe, come back as well at the end of the month, no matter when you are listening to this in July, because this reading unfurls and is multi-layered and has lots of messages that unfurl throughout the month. And so stopping back in at the end of July, the reading is going to take on a different meaning than it does when you first listen to it. So I encourage that. I also encourage you to check out the link below. I'm offering a free card reading workshop in July. And so I want to encourage you to register for that free card reading workshop. I'm also offering a card reading class in August. There's more information about that below as well. And of course, as always, this reading is available to book with me a one-on-one, 1-hour reading with the cards and me for your own individual messages. So there is a link for that below as well. Well, number 2, I'm excited for you and the newness that is coming into your life in July, whether with an existing partner, friend, family member, or a new one coming in. If you have struggles with that, Know that that is part of the process, and take some time for yourself to enter into your own sacred space to reflect upon those struggles. It's okay to put down the sword, number 2. Number 2, thank you so very much. I am honored to offer these monthly readings. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and come back in August for August's Choose One of 3 reading. Thank you, and blessings to your July. Greetings, number 3. Welcome, number 3, to your July 2022 messages. Number 3, your Celtic Dragon Tarot cards are the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. The Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. There we go. Number 1. Wonderful. Number 1, your angel card is Shanti. I am the angel of peace. I bring you a new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Thank you, Shanti. Wonderful. Number 3, your Archangel card is Beloved One. Archangel Shamuel says, I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Thank you, Archangel Shamuel. Number 3, you had 2 Viking runes come out for you. Number 3, we have the rune of defense and we have the rune of growth. And finally, you had 2 Breathe Easy cards. We have I Am Compassionate. Compassion is the life breath of peace, love, and healing. I breathe in compassion for all beings who have also breathed within the cycle of birth, living, and death. I am filled with forgiveness for my own mistakes. I breathe out fear, anger, and envy. And focus. I am focused. Thank you, focus. Focus and clarity comes from the practice of being one-pointed in your attention. I breathe in the discipline to make strengthening my body, mind, and spirit an enjoyable daily ritual. I am filled with determination. I breathe out procrastination and distraction. Wonderful. I am not surprised by this card at all, number 3. So number 3, now this is really very fascinating about your reading this month. I don't know why, number 3, but I was called to draw these cards in a different order from what I usually do. I usually draw the cards in the exact order that I present them to you. So Celtic Dragon Tarot, Angel, Archangel, and so on. But this month, number 3, for the first time ever in all of my readings of this exact card reading, I was called to pull them in a different order. I can't explain that, except that when I was called to do so, I had the strong encouragement to encourage you, number 3, to do things differently this month. Things this month are maybe a little upside down in some ways, number 3, and you're being encouraged to go with it. Indeed, you are being encouraged to create some upside downness. Now, what this means is that maybe doing things a little differently in some small kinds of ways. So it doesn't have to be doing things completely differently in a completely different way. It could be something as simple as, well, you usually brush your teeth with your right hand. This month, try brushing your teeth with your left hand. And if you don't brush your teeth at all, this month, try brushing your teeth. So just some encouragement to do things a little differently, and that things this month may be done a little differently, and that it may surprise you, and there's some encouragement to go with the flow. Indeed, we have some newness hatching here this month for you, number 3. So we've got some newness that is going on, and that newness may very well be something as simple as a new way of brushing your teeth. That may be something as simple as a new way of looking at things. But there's some encouragement here for some newness, and to even actively bring newness into your July. Now, there's also along with that some energy that is really like get up and go. Like, hey, I want to go full speed ahead, full steam ahead. So know that that is indeed a piece of this as well, number 3. So what I'm getting is that some of the upside downness, some of the different ways of doing things may feel a bit unsettling and may feel a little almost like a river that is carrying you away. So just know that that may very well be a part of your July, number 3, and to be ready for that, and to just acknowledge and recognize that some of that newness may feel a little almost like carried away, and almost like gung-ho, let's go, and you may very well feel a little pulled by those waves. So just some recognition for you for your July, number 3, that you may very well be feeling that way. Now, there's some encouragement here too to know that as you are feeling some of those new energies, the shifting, the newness coming in, the unsettled feelings that can and do happen when we brush our teeth with the opposite hand, some encouragement to recognize the moments of tranquility in that experience. So that even as there's all kinds of energy shifting, newness, things being done in a different kind of way, to recognize the flow in the flow. So recognize the focus within the flow and the peace within that. You know, there's a lot been written about this idea of flow. It's a book by philosopher Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. And Csikszentmihalyi talks about getting into this focused flow state and how we can be very focused and absorbed, and time just kind of flows like a river experience. And so you're being encouraged, number 3, that as you have these unsettled feelings of something as simple as brushing your teeth with your opposite hand, to know that there are moments of peace and tranquility within that rushing. To know that there are moments of peace and tranquility within the gung-ho, let's go kind of energies. So there is that encouragement, number 3. What else do we have for you, number 3? Definitely, there is some encouragement here for you to be gentle on yourself during this process to put down your defenses and to go with the flow, to go with the flow of the disorder, to go with the flow of picking cards in a different kind of order. You know, when I first felt that call, okay, pick the cards in a different order, I had some resistance. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the way I do it. That's not the way it's done. I've never done it that way. Oh, yes, indeed. Drop those defenses, go with the flow. Pick the cards in a different order, brush the teeth with a different hand. It is all okay. And as a matter of fact, that is going to lead to growth. That is going to lead to busting out of the shell and even more newness. So newness often leads to newness. So growth leads to growth. And know that when you brush your teeth with your opposite hand, that is indeed itself going to lead to new growth. So who knows, number 3, where it all might lead. It's pretty exciting, but there's some encouragement to be doing things a little differently this month. And to recognize that and to be gentle with yourself as that happens. To be gentle with yourself and to be loving and compassionate. Now, number 3, I want to say thank you for being gentle with me as I navigate getting focus with this new camera. It's not a new camera. I've had it for a while, but I just started using it last month for these choose one of 3 readings because the picture's a little more clear than the one on my computer, and I'm still navigating, gaining the focus. So number 3, thank you for your compassion towards me. But having some compassion for yourself, number 3, during this month, with the bumps that indeed do happen when we try new things and do things differently, that's a given. So just be gentle and loving and compassionate to yourself. If it takes you a little bit longer to brush your teeth when you do it with the opposite hand. Always a part of growth and newness. Now, with this idea of focus, yes, there are some scattered energies going on here for you, number 3. And when we try new and different things, when we pull the cards in a different order, when we brush our teeth with a different hand, there's going to be a need for greater focus because it's not going to be on autopilot. It's not going to be something that you just do. When we do things differently, when things are turned a little upside down, even a little upside down, there is a need for a greater level of focus and paying attention. And so there's some encouragement for bringing a greater level of focus to your month of July and to those little disruptions. And when I say little disruptions, I mean the little ways in which things are maybe turned on their head for July. So just some encouragement here for you, number 3, to be bringing some increased levels of awareness and intention and attention to those changes in July. Those changes, those little changes that are occurring and those little changes that you are making happen in even the smallest of ways. So do things a little differently this month in July, number 2. And it doesn't have to mean that you have to do things crazy differently. Just that doing things a little differently this month is going to lead to some new perspectives, some new focus and attention, and some new growth. You know, we all need to shake things up a little bit sometimes, and we all need to be encouraged to do so, like with pulling the cards in a different kind of order. So there you have it, number 3, some encouragement to do things a little differently, and that if and when things happen a little differently this month, to drop those defenses, recognize that it can and does lead to new growth, and to go with the flow of it. Great encouragement for you, number 3. Now, number 3, I also want to encourage you, no matter when you are watching this video in July, I encourage you to come back at the end of the month. This is my Untethered Spread reading that unfurls and opens and offers its messages in layers. And so this message is going to resonate with you differently during the month and at the end of the month than it does whenever it is that you first listen to it. So I definitely encourage you to come back and listen to this later. I also encourage you to please like, share, subscribe, send to a friend who may also want their own choose one of 3 monthly messages. And indeed, of course, number 3, you can always get your own individual, unique, one-of-a-kind, untethered spread reading. I offer this as an individual 1-hour reading that you can learn more about and book on the link below. Also below is a link to my free card reading workshop. During the month of July, I am offering a free card reading workshop. There's a link below where you can learn more and sign up. And then I am also offering a card reading class during the month of August, so you can learn more about that and sign up below as well. Well, thank you, number 3. I am so honored to have you here, so honored to send you your July 2022 messages. I'm excited for you, number 3, and the little things that you might do a little differently this month to bring in some newness and to go with the flow with that newness. Thank you, number 3. I send you blessings and best wishes for your July 2022.